Hey, I'm Elise and I'm here with Carla Wehbe. Thank you so much for being here with me today. You just released your new EP, 9:30. How does that feel to be released?
It feels so good. It's been ready for almost 2 years now. I started writing the first songs in 2018. So it's taken a while, but it's like so good to finally be able to share it with people and just see how much they are loving it and hopefully connecting with it. And yeah, so I mean, because of everything that happened this year, it kind of, things got pushed back and delayed and all the rest. But yeah, finally here, finally out, and yeah, I couldn't be happier.
And the first song you released was Don't Tell Me.
Give me some time, give me a little space to breathe.
That song sounds like you needed a bit of space. What was all that about?
Well, actually, it was inspired by a night out, which is not something I do very often. I was in LA and my friends told me to meet them at this club, also something I don't do very often at all. And there was like, I can't remember if it was like bad reception or they weren't answering, and I was just walking around this like gross crowded club trying to find my friends, couldn't get in contact with them, and this old guy comes up to me and is like, oh, like, why do you look so sad? Like, would it kill you to smile? And I was just at that point, get out of my face. I'm not in the mood for this. So that's kind of like what inspired that. And when we wrote the song, I actually didn't write it for me in mind. It was just, we just wrote it. So initially I didn't actually think that I was going to release that song. But once we decided to release it, kind of changed up the production, made it a bit more me, a bit more like of the 80s influence, and yeah, so that's kind of where it came about.
Cool. So did you actually tell that old man, yes, it would kill me to smile?
No, I didn't tell him that.
It
would have been cooler. It would have been cooler if I did say that.
Monumental.
No, I didn't tell him to. I mean, I thought it,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, he just inspired the song. So thank you, old man.
Then you dropped this beautiful and powerful video, Love Me For Me. You talked about having social anxiety.
You're gonna have to drag me out of the door, 'cause I've got social anxiety. It's a part of me.
I think that's something that a lot of people are going through, especially around this year. Can you tell me like what helped you get through that? What helps you get through that?
Well, to be honest, I still have it. It wasn't actually something that I thought I had a little while ago. And then after, like we wrote the song, I wrote it with Kennedy and Boy, and the way we wrote that song was very different to how I usually do. So we spoke for like 3 hours before we even started thinking about the song, and yeah, so like we wrote the song and I had that line in it, and I was like, I don't know, like I've never had a problem with that. Well, I thought I didn't have a problem with that, but I later realized, oh, that's why I feel so uncomfortable going out. That's why I like don't like talking to people that I don't know. Weirdly, that song helped me actually realize that I kind of had that. I think just being aware of it made me, allowed me to kind of deal with it differently. So instead of like not knowing why I felt uncomfortable, now I'm like, okay, that's why. I still get it, but I feel like just knowing helps me a little bit to, choose, like navigate when I go out and when I'm like around a lot of people.
Somebody Loves You is one of those songs that really tugs on your heartstrings, but at the same time it's so beautiful and you can't stop like listening and singing to it.
That's nice.
It's totally on repeat in my house, and it has been for like such a long time, to the point where now I have to like wake up to it occasionally. Tell me more about that song.
It was probably the quickest song I've written. I don't know, like just like got into the studio with Boy, and it kind of, he started playing chords, and I don't know, something about those chords and just like the feeling that they gave me, it was just like, oh, that's what this song is about. Like it's about, like just like if you meet someone or fall for someone and then like they're already with someone and like that really sucks. So like you said, the heartbreaking aspect that came out in the chords that he played, and that's kind of inspired the song. It's just like I felt it straight away, and he's like 100%, that's exactly the feeling of the song. So yeah, it was a very quick song to write.
Yeah. And you're saying that was probably like the easiest song to write?
Yeah, definitely the easiest. It was like 20 minutes and we were done.
And what was the hardest song to write?
Love Me For Me, just because it was a very personal one, and it was, I don't usually like talk about my feelings, and it kind of forced me to, and it was like, oh wow, people are now gonna know that I have social anxiety, which is, you know, not a big deal, but like it wasn't something that I had ever like spoken about, or, you know, I had to talk to anyone about. And then all of a sudden I'm like, here you go, this is me, I have this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have many people like followed up after that song, being like, oh hey, is that something that you're going through and we didn't pick up on? Or
I have this feeling that everyone kind of knew already, because like people have to like force me to go out, you know, and I don't think they think that I just don't like them and don't want to go out. I think they like, well, the people closest to me kind of got it, but everyone just seems to relate to that one line specifically. And then I like made these t-shirts that said I have social anxiety on it, and everyone's like, I need that shirt, because, you know, like a lot more people than I thought actually experience it.
the song Like Lovers Do is a special little song on the EP for those playing at home if you found it. That song is pretty special to you because you produced it yourself, is that right?
Yeah, so I produced it and wrote it, and then I got my amazingly talented friend Xavier Dunn to add his, you know, like magic to it, just like tie everything in and make it a little bit cooler. And yeah, it's like the first song that I've had any production input on that's been released, so that's really cool for me because I want to focus on it more. But yeah, I just really like the song, and it's very different to the other tracks on the EP, but I thought it was a nice little addition to it, so I was just like, I'm putting it on.
Yeah.
And hopefully people like it.
It sounds like one of those songs that you could just do sneakily kind of put into a wedding. It'd be a little bit cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cute little song. It's a little love story, so yeah.
And producing, is that something that you want to get more into? Because you seem to be like a jack of all trades.
I don't know about that.
I said jack, not master.
Yeah, I've always just kind of produced my own ideas, but the more I do it, the more I'm like, yeah, this would be so fun. And I recently have produced some stuff for a few other artists, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I was very nervous when I did the first one, but yeah, I love it, so I would definitely want to just work on it more, just get better.
Yeah, because it seems to be like a really heavy, like male-dominated industry as well in producing. Is that right?
Yeah, there's like more and more producers that are female, but you just don't really know about it. Like, I know that like G-Flip produces a lot, but like you don't really hear about that much. I know of a few other female producers. They just kind of like go under the radar.
You actually wrote the winner single for The Voice, is that right?
Yes, so myself, Cyrus, and our other friend Jess Kent, we wrote that song about a year before it actually came out. And when we wrote it, we thought it was, you know, like a special song, and then when we found out that they wanted it for the winner single, it was crazy. Like, that's the first song that I had been a part of writing that someone else released, so it's good to have that as the first one. I mean, it doesn't really happen every day. But yeah, it was crazy to hear someone else like on TV singing a song that I was a part of writing, and yeah, I was super grateful for it.
You've been performing for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first song you ever performed live?
It was when I first started singing. I took like lessons in the beginning, and they had like this little end of year concert thing, and the first song I sang was "I Will Be" by Avril Lavigne. I sang it and played guitar, and it was terrible. I actually found that video recently and listened to it and cringed.
You
very
showed
badly.
me. It was quite amazing.
Yeah.
I think I might still have it on my phone if anybody wants to see that.
Oh,
So Avril seems to be like a running theme for you as well, because you just had like your first gig as well.
yeah, my first headline show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we sang Skater Boy.
Yeah, in the rain.
Yep.
At a skate park.
Yep.
It was like iconic. It was like, I think one of the most iconic moments. But I think before that, which even made it more iconic, was you sung Teenage Dirtbag in a skate park in the pouring rain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
It was all a bit of a blur, if I'm being honest. Before we got on, well, we actually went on almost an hour early. I was in the back room, which was like the staff room in the back of the skate shop, getting my hair done, and Cam, the guy who helped music direct the whole show, and he was keys player, he comes in and he's like, I don't want to stress you out. And I was instantly stressed. He's like, but the sound guys said that if it rains again, they're not, like, that's it. He said you've got two options, either move everything inside and do an acoustic set, or go on this second and do a short set, like a very short set. And I was like, fuck. We can't go inside and do an acoustic set because we worked so hard to get the show together, and I just, like, I didn't want to do that. I got my manager on the phone, and he's like, go, do the set, get the content, just like put on as good a show as you can in that short amount of time. So we're standing backstage and we're asking the sound guy, can we get like 30 minutes please? He's like, go as long as you want, but as soon as there's rain, we're stopping it. Anyway, so we're 3 songs in, and we're like, okay, what song should we do now? We all kind of felt like it might be the last song. So we were all like, yeah, Teenage Dirtbag. So we start singing, and then halfway through, like, we feel like very light drops on us, and we're like, and we all collectively just made the decision not to look at the sound guy because we didn't want him to cut it off like mid-song. So yeah, it just got worse and worse, and by the end of it, it was, coming down pretty hard. And actually, it was so fun. Like, I remember just being in it and looking at like my bandmates, and they were just like having the best time. It felt like a movie almost.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like one of those like moments at the end of the movie where like you're just like, it's almost like the Skater Boy moment.
Yeah.
It's just like you're looking up and it's like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get here?
Well, I had this really talented videographer called Billy Zammit come and like do video, and I just got back, and there's a shot in there, and the rain's like pouring down.
And you were wearing all white as well.
Yeah. I was worried that
Run.
the smiley faces were gonna run.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been cool, but
yeah,
also I made shoes for it, and I didn't want them to ruin. Like, I was more worried about my clothes.
Oh, your hair?
Yeah. Actually, I didn't care about that. It lasted, so it was fine.
Yeah. And you designed your complete outfit for that night. What was it? Is it spray paint? Was it spray painted on? Was it like written in permanent marker? What was it?
Well, the morning of the show,
yeah,
I had no outfit.
Yeah, sends me a message being like, I don't know what I'm going to wear tonight. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, usually I'm like onto it and I know exactly what I'm going to wear. And I had no idea, and I was stressing out. And so I was like, oh, stop, I'm just going to make something. So I went to the shops and I bought like these Dickies white pants. And I wanted to buy 2 in case I stuffed up one of them. Then I went and like just went to 2 different shops to find like solutions for either spray paint, or so I bought spray paint. It was like all the different nozzle things.
Yeah.
And then I bought permanent markers and all the rest. Anyway, I was like standing there. I was like, I have 1 pair of pants. I cannot stuff this up. I have 1 chance to do this. I kind of stuffed it up, but it's fine. So I just like drew a bunch of like smiley faces. The smiley face on it with like the 1 cross is like the yes, it would kill me to smile smiley face, because it's like dead, but it's still smiling.
Oh, I was going to ask you how that kind of came to life, because all your merch has it all over it.
Yeah. So that was kind of the idea behind it. It's like, yes, it would kill me to smile. It's dead.
Half dead, half alive.
Yeah, exactly. And then I customized a pair of Air Forces with fabric markers, just to remember the show. But like, it's my first show, so I was like, yeah, I'll always have these shoes, and I had like stuff of the like surrounding the EP and like lyrics and whatever.
It came together. It looked really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
No, 100%. I was
Thank
just like, what is she going to come out and wear. I had no
Yeah.
idea, and he like showed me the outfit before, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
But it looks really good.
Thank you.
9:30 is the name of the EP and also the last track released.
Yes.
Is that your favourite song? How did that come to be the last track and the title track?
We just felt like that was just a really strong pop song, and it would be nice to release that with the EP. And I called the EP 9:30 because it was the most interesting title of all the songs. I didn't want to have my first EP like Love Me for Me, you know.
It's a bit needy.
Yeah, exactly. And Don't Tell Me didn't make sense. Somebody Loves You is like 9:30 is just different.
So you've had a really big 2020. You've released your EP, you've done your first kind of headline. What's in store for next year and the upcoming years?
Next year, more music. I've already started working on the next project. So it won't be too long before there's more music, which is cool. Definitely, we've already started organising a Monster Skate Park 2.0. Hopefully it doesn't rain. We're going to try and sort out like an indoor option in case, because knowing my luck, that will happen. And just a bunch of other shows. Like we're going to try and do different parts of Australia. Obviously, like permitting that we can travel.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, just a lot more music. Also working on like a clothing label, which it's underway now, which is really good, and I'm really excited about that actually. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, so I'm glad it's finally happening. And yeah, like I really want to write for other artists, produce for other artists, so I'm gonna be doing a lot more of that. And I think that's it. Just a lot of music, a lot of shows. Yeah.
You're just saying that's it, but that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's amazing because I feel like you've already achieved so much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, it's been like a weird year, but fortunately, I feel like, you know, I've had a really fun year. Well, the second half of the year has been great. And yeah, so just more music, more shows, clothes, if anyone wants to buy.
Thank you so much for your time today, Carla Wehbe.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and make sure you go check out her debut EP, 9:30.
Perfect. Well done.
Yay! First interview. I was both of your first
You
interviews.
really were.
What did you?
Oh, yeah, just dance to the camera.
So she was like giving me the finger behind my back.
That's so Carla.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't do that.